Hello, y'all. Let's see. First of all, so I'm using StreamYard and some new equipment today. So if I can get a 5x5, or if everyone can hear and see me, let's see. Chat. There we go. All right. Hello, Time and Timber Homestead. Good to see you. So I'm using StreamYard software and Nightbot and my microphone, and I was going to be using a different camera, but couldn't get that quite going. Can you see and hear? Okay, good. So I got a whole lot of technical things going on here right now, and I'm not good with this stuff, so this is a first for me. Okay, good. You guys can see me. Awesome. Well, like I said, welcome. My name's Matt. Welcome to everyone that's been with us before and is part of the family. And if you're new, my name's Matt. I'm here at the Grafted Branch Homestead. This is Quail Shack Chat with Matt, where I'm coming to you from our urban homestead here in the Southwest, and like to do some DIY, skill share, good fellowship, as well as encourage each other. So today on Quail Shack Chat with Matt, I'm obviously not in the Quail Shack. It's getting cold out there. I do have it pretty enclosed. That thing's coming along. That build's coming along, as I like to show every week, but it's not quite finished, and so it's not necessarily too cold. But today, I'm going to be putting some quail eggs in the incubator. So I wanted to show that, as well as being here to use StreamYard. So as winter progresses, the Quail Shack Chat with Matt chat may not actually be in the Quail Shack, but that's okay. So we got a couple people in here. Welcome. Looks like there's about 5 people in here right now. Okay. And so I have this Nightbot going here as well. And so if you post in the chat and type GBH, and that's Grafted Branch Homestead, just like I'm going to do, it's supposed to post. It's supposed to post the link to your channel, so that way everyone can drop their own. Okay, so it looks like it may have done that. I don't know if it did it correctly. Well, let's see. That didn't look very helpful. Did it work? Can you click it? I don't know. For me, it doesn't show it as a link. Anyways, if not, I'll get it working. But my goal is to get some community here too. I know a lot of other people have channels as well, and I want them to be able to drop the links there. If it's not working, I'm going to drop links to your guys' channels as much as I can in here. And I'm going between little screens I have here, so I got a lot going on, so I may be looking around. Oh, the link works. Okay, cool. Oh, it's not clickable. Yeah, that's what I saw. So that's something with this Nightbot. I'm going to have to figure that out. You're right. And if you want to stick with me while I discover this new software for a minute, and then we'll put some eggs in the incubator and talk about that a little bit. You can't hear? Nope, just hear music. Okay, let's see what's going on. Tonight is a lot of learning. Oh, it's because I clicked off of it here. Okay, I see. So tonight's just a lot of learning, so you're going to have to bear with me. Okay, sound is back. That's because I clicked off of it on here. So I'm going to have to come in here, and I want to post your guys' links to your channels. That's a big goal of mine. I was really hoping I'd be able to do that this stream with that Nightbot, but I'll have to work on that. But I am determined. So let's see. You like the music though? Okay, cool. I turned the music off. I don't know if that was distracting or not. Oh, I did it. And oh no, okay, that's why. YouTube's been unsubscribing me from people, and I thought it had unsubscribed me from you, Time and Timber, but I forgot I'm using just a generic profile here to watch. You clicked on it and it worked? Okay, well, I'm not sure. I'll mess with that a little bit, but it's not going to do it because I'm not on my profile. Duh. I'm on the daily BDU one right there. Okay, so I need to put this. How do I get back to mine? There's gonna be a little bit of bearing with me on this one. All right, let's see. There's a lot going on these for me. I am not very computer savvy, as I do say a lot. Did it do it? That should be Time and Timber's link. Oh, you clicked and it worked. Well, I'm not sure. Not sure, but there we go. All right. And so it's starting to get cool here at night in New Mexico. It's still about high 50s in the day where I'm at. And then last night, actually, there was some ice on the ground and from the hose, so it's getting cold. The poultry's doing good out there. Let me see. I could probably. Oh, there we go. Poultry's doing good out there. Hey, look, I like that I can do that now. It's kind of neat. Sorry. It's doing good out there, but it's kind of cold. Oh, it has my example banners up too. Let's see. How do I take that off? I don't know what that is. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hop into what I wanted to talk about tonight, and that is incubating quail eggs. So I have 24 quail right now, and I have a male with 3 different breeding sets, and so I'm kind of low. And as we're going into the winter here, we have some freezer space open, and so it's time to get my flock raised up and get some put in freezer camp, and then start getting some more eggs as well, as more people are wanting those. So that's an awesome thing. And let's see, Time and Timber link. So the link works. Oh, okay. Of course. Oh no, of course I'll share you out. There we go. I need to get more videos up. I record a lot. I just haven't got a lot up. And I know someone asked me on the last one to talk about my mealworms. Why is it saying example banner? I want that to go away. How do I make that go away? That's frustrating. Anyways. So I'm going to get that video out. I have a lot of footage from when I had first started my, well, you get it, there we go. I have a footage from when I had first started my mealworms and growing them, and the reason I do that is because I want to know what goes into the insects that I feed my poultry, so it's not literal, pardon the language, but a bunch of crap. Because a lot of times they'll grow those bugs in just that. And so I wanted to do that. And so the meal farm has gotten pretty neglected as a lot of other projects have gone on. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been using some Grub Terra black soldier flies and some other things like that that I know are good still for the animals. But I do need to get that up and going again. So it's been neglected. However, mealworms are extremely resilient. You throw a couple carrots in there and they'll spring back to life. So that's going again. So I'm going to take some of the old video from when I had started it, as well as some of the video on reviving them and then getting them going again outside. So I am going to get that up, and if anyone wants me to talk about that or anything specific you may have questions about that I got going on around here, you're always welcome to ask during this live stream. I'd like to answer any of that. Anyways, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to see if I can play just a short little clip. This is me collecting a couple of the eggs that I'm going to put in the incubator. More so, I'm playing this to mess around with StreamYard 2 to see if about playing some videos, clips, and showing pictures during my streams, because I think that will really help, as I do like to, talk about Skillshares or different things like that quite a bit. All right. So I'm going to see if this works. There we go. Sounds great. Mealworms gross you out. Yes, they absolute gross me out. So I don't like insects. I'm actually been kind of a squeamish city boy a little bit. I mean, I of course collect snakes and lizards and things, but I don't like mealworms or grubs or stuff. I've gotten over it quite a bit with having the birds and just kind of having to do it. Mealworms are great though because they can't fly, they can't crawl out of anything. So if you have plastic sides, they'll never get out. They're really easy to take care of. Throw a carrot in there every now and then, and that's it. So I want to do a video on that, but they gross me out. Oh, and CDB saying they gross her out too. Yeah, they gross me out. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can play this little clip. It's not gonna be super interesting, but it is, so I can see if it works really. So let's see.
All right, so we'll get the other quail eggs. We came out here earlier today, this afternoon.
Okay. This.
And collected the quail eggs. We're about an hour before the live stream now, so
I got plastic up on the quail shack.
Now these quail, each cage I do have a male in there, so hopefully the eggs are fertilized.
Incubator, how cool. All right, cool. So that was just that short little clip. Everyone said that worked. So awesome. I'll be able to do more of that in the future. Let me put that message up here. So you need to get more birds in the freezer. Yeah, I gotta send more to freezer camp. It's that time of year. And so definitely, and load up the Frigibator with quail eggs. So that's awesome. And actually, yeah, today I want to talk about incubators some. So originally I had built a I built my incubator, and it was one I did a design off I got from Terry over at Coturnix Quail Corner, I believe. Anyways, and I did mine a little different than his and smaller, but it's 120 egg one, and that's a little big for me right now. I hatched out a lot of quail in my first hatch there, which was great, but I think I need to scale back a little bit. Also, so I kind of do this with a lot of things, just like I did in my quail hutch. I will build the first one based off of research I do and stuff like that. Then I kind of like to buy something that I've been interested in, so I can see how that works. And thought people have put into other cages or incubators. So this time I got a kebonnixs, I believe. I'll show incubator. So it's a much smaller one. I got this off of one of Ultimate SNS's videos. He has a couple of them he runs. So in my normal batch, with the incubator I built, I was getting, I believe it was about 70% hatch rate on that, which was great. For whatever reason, I ended up getting a whole lot of females. That was awesome. Loved my first hatching experience. Oh, cool. Yes, to follow along. It was great. Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you so much. That's awesome. It was a lot of fun. It really was. But I haven't done, that was almost a year ago, or about a year ago, and I haven't hatched any other quails out yet. And so I kind of had paused on that while I was doing projects. My main thought behind that was the quail create a lot of dander and dust and stuff, especially when you have 100 of them or so, and as well as some other problems. I didn't want to do them indoors here. My goal was to get that quail shack completely built and be able to run the incubator out there off solar. I'm not quite there yet. It's not completely sealed up and insulated, and I need to get an inverter for the solar system, as well as probably a bigger battery to do that. So I haven't gotten there. However, raising these little birds we need to get more in my flock, so I'm getting more eggs. That way I'm able to sell more, as well as have some for us, as well as get some of those birds put in freezer. So I need to do that, as well as having the little birds is a lot of fun for the family. And as it's getting cold here and whatnot, they do bring a ton of joy to go through that whole process. So coturnix quail incubate similar to chickens. Their incubation period's a couple days shorter. So they incubate anywhere from about 16 to 20 days. Normally they hatch around 17 or 18 days. The way you do it is you want to collect your eggs or buy your eggs or however you're going to do that from wherever you get them. This time I have collected eggs, and so these are my own. I haven't hatched eggs out from my own birds yet. The last ones I bought from Arizona Southwest Game Birds, and I won actually from there and from My Shire Farms. Excellent. I am going to be buying some again because I want to do Celadon birds. However, as you saw in my setup there, I have that 3-tier cage setup. I do have 2 other small cages, and I have this one I'm building down here that I'll show in a minute. So I'm going to be doing some of that and to put the Celadons in, but that will come probably in spring. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 quail eggs I got today. And I'm going to put these in the incubator. I'm hoping they're fertilized, but we'll put them in and then we'll check them in a few days in there. I'm going to start by just doing a few birds. I want to fill 1 cage at a time with a flock. I don't know what the hatch rate's going to be with this incubator, this new one, and I don't know what my ratio, male to female ratio is going to be. So this is a learning experience. I'm going to be doing this incubator, this run, probably for a few runs. And then as well as building these cages, I'm going to be building another incubator. I've gotten one of the biggest, that video I did of building that incubator, I think it is my most viewed video, but I get a lot of comments, people wanting the PDFs and files on that. I'm not very good with getting that stuff and sending it, and I haven't quite figured out how to put a PDF on here. So if you want that, email me at graftedbranchhomestead@gmail.com, and I most certainly will get those to you. Sometimes it does take a little bit. I apologize. I'm not extremely wild about that design. It did work very, very well, but I did have to add some upgrades with humidity, humidifier, and some things like that, as well as around the edging. So I'm going to be building another one, but that's in a video to come. So I'm a little more excited about that. Okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move the camera around. I'm going to show you that incubator, and we're going to put the eggs in it, and I'll talk about that for a quick second. So bear with me. And I'm going to try and move this camera around without showing off too much of stuff I don't want to be seen. All right. Bring this down a little bit. Okay, so this here is, and it started moving around. It looks like it may have set itself. Okay, well, it's not supposed to be turning yet, but what I got this time was the Kebonnixs automatic digital incubator. And so this one has a, move it over here. You'll see it's got the egg turner in the bottom for chickens, but it'll work for quail as well. I really like it because it has a spot to add water on the outside for the humidity. So I don't need to open it. And when you do that, that can be kind of bad for the quail. So it's hard to see a little bit, but that temperature is actually perfect there. The one inside is reading 98.7, so that's a little bit low. So I'm going to adjust the temperature just a bit. The humidity here is at 52%. Down here it's saying 45. So for the quail, in the first 14 days, well, let me back up. The entire period you incubate the quail eggs, you want the temperature to be about 99.5. That's where you want to keep it the entire time, the whole 17 or 18 days. The humidity, you're going to want about 45 to 50% for the first 14 days. And then on day 15, your quail are going to go into lockdown. For that day, the humidity, I want to add a bunch more water. The humidity, I want to jack that up to about 70%. And then we're going to stop the egg turner. Now, in this one, I can unplug it, but it does have a timer that's supposed to run. So we'll look at that here. This is a little light for checking out, candling the eggs to see if there's anything growing in there. And here's one here too. So I am going to candle the eggs first before they go in here. And I'm not going to see anything, but that's to check for cracks. So I'm not going to have any explosions in there or anything. Any eggs that are not cracked, I will put them in uncleaned, not dirt, I'll brush off any big stuff, but I'm not going to clean them. And they are going to go in here. and this will turn. So what I need to do first is set it. I'm supposed to be able to hit menu. Let's see. Menu. I didn't read the instructions. We are learning here together. Okay, so this is for the days. I am going to set it on a 18-day cycle. So that way, day 15, it will stop the egg turner. There we go, 99.5. And the humidity is there. All right, set this down, and I'm going to candle these eggs. So I'm going to turn the light off. It may get a little dark. I know I'm not in chat right now, but we'll get back to that. So it's going to get a little bit dark in here. I do have quite a few lights on. I'm going to turn these off, and we're going to candle these eggs just to see if any of them are cracked. So that's kind of the first thing I want to do. Well, you know, the first thing I want to do is find out where I put the eggs. Oh, there they are. Okay, so this one here, and I apologize if I blind y'all, but it has its own candle or light there. I have this one, the Incubright. I suggest this. This works well. So the light's going to go off, and we're going to check these out. How well. Oh, okay, so it's not too dark. Let's see. So I'll put the fat in there, and what I'm looking for here, I don't know how well that's going to show up, but I'm looking to make sure that they're not cracked. I had one explode last time. If you watched those videos, you'll see that was a gross experience. And that happened because the egg was cracked. And so it kind of partially developed a little bit and then died and then got nasty. Don't put ones in that aren't cracked. So I had thought, I was like, well, I'm not going to candle them first. I'm just going to put them all in. I'll candle them later, you know, to cut on time. That was a bad move. Make sure you candle them, even if you buy them from somewhere and have them shipped or whatever. Their little shells can crack easily sometimes. Now, I did do a video too, if you've been following me, where I had some quail eggs in an experiment under a broody Orpington buff chicken. Now that one's pretty dark. I'm hoping that one grows a little bird for sure. And so that actually worked. Those birds hatched out in the hour that I wasn't home, and I think the chicken killed them, unfortunately. But it did work. And so I have a little tiny silky chicken that goes broody all the time. She's actually broody right now. So she will be broody for about 3 weeks, and then she'll give up. And then I will wait a couple days after that, and she will go broody again. Oh, sorry, am I not on camera? I'm just talking. And then when she goes broody again, I'm going to sneak a couple under that silky, and I'm going to keep her in a box by herself, and hopefully she won't kill the babies, and I'll be able to watch them. So none of these have cracks. That's awesome. And let me turn these lights back on. And so we will show that again on camera as well. I do want to be able to incubate in the house, of course, on our electricity. I want to be able to do it in the solar, out in the quail shack, and I want to be able to do it without electricity as well. I think that would be an important skill to grab. And so I kind of want to try and do that using the chickens and some things like that as well. And I need to get that to work. So we're going to put the eggs in here. Oh, I didn't mention, this is an ink bird. This is what I use to control the bigger sets I use to control my other incubators and stuff. This one's just a thermometer and a hygrometer. You really want to have a second thermometer and second hygrometer in your system because things can be off a little bit, and you know, it's just best to do it that way. So this is running, that the egg turner's going. I'm going to pull that top off and try not to drop it on the floor. I'll show here a little bit, just so, let me remove my camera and see a little better. There we go. This outside thing's cool. I put water in here and it goes through a little pipe down into this area. On the back of the lid, I can control the humidity by closing this vent or opening it. Now, in the last 3 days when they're on lockdown and this isn't turning and whatnot, you want to make sure you keep that vent all the way open. That's because the little birds will hatch out. You want them to have oxygen, of course, even though you're going to have that 70% humidity. I will keep this full to raise the humidity. I may even put a wet sponge in one of these little areas here. And we'll show that as it goes along. If I struggle with humidity or not, that can sometimes be a problem. This will come out when they're in lockdown, so they'll be able to move around in there. So that they shouldn't be too crowded, hopefully. Throw that in there. And then when they do start hatching, they can be in there for, if they've hatched, they can be in there for up to 3 days with just the nutrient that's in their bellies. It's really hard to watch them in there for 3 days. So I usually leave them in there once they've hatched for a day. And the reason being is if some of them haven't hatched yet and you open that up and the temperature changes quite a bit, as it gets cold, that little sac that's around the bird can shrink down and almost like shrink wrap your birds as they're trying to hatch. I did want to mention too, the reason you bring the humidity in those last 3 days up to 70% is because you want the eggs to soften. And so in the wild, the birds, they turn the eggs by kicking them around and moving them up under themselves, and then their bodies get sweaty and hot and humid, and that helps the shells to soften up and be able to break up so they can get out a little easier. All right, so we got these in the incubator. That's set. I'm going to let it run and get its humidity and temperature back up to where it should be before we look at it again. And I'll sit down and hop in chat, see if I missed anything. All right, cool. Nope, awesome. Okay, so chat's a little slow. We do have a few people in here. That is awesome. And 7 thumbs up, so thank you. If you're here, please give a thumbs up. That does help. I do get a lot of videos watched on the replay or my streams because I haven't been doing so many videos yet. If it really helps out if you do a thumbs up like in the comment or something, that just helps with the algorithm to get it out there. The channel's taken off, which really excites my son. By the way, if you haven't checked out some of my garden tea with Farmer Casey, or last week we made an egg omelet. We do that chat Sunday morning at 10 Mountain Time. He's getting really excited about that. Actually, tomorrow when we do our chat, we're going to do another omelet. I believe this time we're going to do a quail egg omelet. So I'll get to show that, and we'll talk about some of the differences there, as well as some tea. So you can join me. A lot to know about incubating, yeah. But you can join me tomorrow. We'll make a quail egg omelet with my son there. That was a mouthful of stuff to say. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, I clicked off of something. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. I know you said you have your Frigibator going, so that thing is cool. How many eggs can you fit in there? I know I have the one I built holds 120, and then this one, I'm guessing it can hold maybe up to 20, depending on the size. I figure we put in, 13, so if I can get a little bit higher than a 50%, well, let's say maybe I can get 7 of them to hatch. Hopefully out of that I can get 4 females and a couple males. If I can get 4 females and 1 male, that will give me a breeding set. So that would be awesome. Let's see. I did want to show a couple other things. I have this camera I use for my, it's great for recording my videos, and it's supposed to be able to do my live streams, like a webcam as well. So I was trying to get it to do that, to work with the StreamYard. So I know this probably sounds dumb to a lot of people. I'll get to your question in just a second. Probably sounds dumb to a lot of people, but I have, it's a lot for me. I have StreamYard, Nightbot running on StreamYard, I believe, and StreamYard is streaming to YouTube through my phone wirelessly. Oh, this is confusing me. Anyways, I know this can do it and do it better. I just haven't been able to get it to do so yet. I haven't figured that out, so I'm still working on that. So if I can get that going, that'll be awesome. And actually with StreamYard, I might be able to do like 2 different camera angles for some of the videos I do. How fast do quail chicks grow? One of the big reasons I keep quail and people keep them in general is you can take them essentially from an egg that you collected to the table if you want, or to egg laying in about 8 weeks, so about 2 months. So they grow extremely fast. They're one of the quickest growing animals out there, farm animals you can do. So really efficient in what you do. They can eat a lot, but I found they're really just more messy than anything. So if you can figure out how to keep their food from going everywhere or other than their food dish, it's pretty cost effective. The majority of what they go through, I find, is just in waste. Or if you could collect that. I know I built some feeders that worked really well. They don't, right now I'm using a, not my Shire, a Wynola Ranch cage setup. I've cut the hutch I built in half, and I'm going to be doing it for rabbits and things. But the Wynola Ranch one's great, but I can't add my own feeders and things in there. I mean, unless I cut it up, I don't want to do that. Its feeders last about a day and a half, maybe 2. Which is not quite long enough for what I want. I'm trying to right now figure out how I can either add a feeder to that or add some kind of contraption that can refill the feeder in that. So I have a couple ideas going, but right now they're just drawings. Oh, hey, I wanted to show this. The cage I keep talking about that I'm building, the IKEA style one that I eventually want to sell and do things like that. I'm hoping to have finished in time for these little guys. So by the time they're out of the brooder and they're ready, and those 8 weeks are up and they're ready to go in the quail shack, I'm hoping to have this finished. But I'll just show you a little bit. When do they start laying? So they can start laying at 8 weeks. It's going to depend, though. Now I'm putting them outside in the winter, so that's going to factor in their new layers. It could take a little bit sometimes. One of the biggest things with coturnix quail, though, is their light. They need to be getting 14 hours of light. It doesn't have to be heavy light, it can be, kind of low light, but it does need to be 14 hours of light. If your birds aren't laying, that's usually more than likely it can be the problem. So if I put them in outside in the quail shack and it's not too freezing because they're out there in the quail shack and they're out there with that 14 hours of light, they should start laying right away at about 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. Let me grab this over here. Nope, remove a couple boxes of seeds I have, so bear with me. Moving things around in this room I'm in here. Have a couple big projects going on that I'm not going to be filming just for various reasons, but those are taking a lot of my time. All right, looks like that incubator is coming to temperature and humidity nicely, so I'm really curious to see how that goes. It's gotten pretty dusty laying down there. Okay, so this is one wall. This is actually a side wall, and I'll tell you right now, it's the left wall. So this is the left back, this is the left front, and the blue paint on here is a vinyl paint, so it covers it completely. And so that way it can be washed or wiped down pretty easily. I chose this dark blue because occasionally the birds will get injured or fight and they can flick blood around or feces or whatever. They can be very dirty, so I'm hoping this won't show quite as much as like with the white paint that I used before, as well as with the vinyl. I'm hoping it can be easily cleaned, so that's the idea. One of the problems I find with the last cage I built or some of the other designs I've found and stuff is the birds will be inside kind of like this, and so there's ledges or anything with a ledge or a lip or a crevice like this, they're going to get mess in, and that can be a pain. Now like this, with it like this, there's not as much for them to get mess on. And they would be able to kick it out through the sides here. However, how the bottom goes on, it's slanted and it's slightly above this ledge. So some stuff will fall through, but hopefully that can be easily cleaned. This is one of the sides, like I said, the left back and front. So that goes like that. Everything can be bolted. All the screws are recessed. They're covered in some wood glue and sealed with vinyl as well, except for the ones that have the bolts. And so that's for easy cleaning. Everything comes apart, so it can be cleaned or adjusted. I have it so it can have different pieces added to it, such as a little light system that I'm building. Yeah. Oh, nope, I have these backwards. Okay. Anyways, such as a little light system I'm building that can be added to the top of it, a watering system that can be added. So I wanted it to be able to be customizable and have different components added. So based on whether you're doing it for breeding quail or layers or whatnot, the bottom, I'll grab some other pieces, but the bottom of it that I'm working on now sits at a slight angle. So that way, if they're egg laying, it has an egg rollout. That can be moved. It can be dropped down flat. So if you just want to do it that way, you can, or it can be dropped down past flat all the way out. So if you pull the tray out and you want to clean it better, you take the birds out. It has a metal tray underneath that pulls out, and you can dump and clean. And then you can drop that down and clean it all the way off the bottom too, because some stuff sticks there. Anyways, I'm going to miss a lot of stuff on it. I wasn't really planning on showing it yet because I'm not done. This one I still need to paint parts of it and, do some things like that. But this is the back panel. So this would go on about like that and, bolt together. And then the top and the sides and the bottom. And it has legs that bolt to it. I wasn't really planning on showing it because I'm still a work in progress, but that's something kind of fun there. It's coming along. And then I have a tray that fits it nicely. The tray covers overlaps a little bit on either side by 1.5 inches. That's one of the things I noticed with the Wynola Ranch cages is they do mess a lot, and it goes out the sides past their trays that pull out. So this leaves 1.5 inches on either side past the walls and the bottom to catch mess that comes out the side a little bit better. This is the side that has the door in it. But anyways, a project I'm working on, kind of fun. Hopefully soon this winter. If I can't get it done in time for these birds in about 2 months, then hopefully I do get it completed this winter. We'll move that back. Other thing I'm kind of excited about, my oldest son, who he doesn't get, let me check. Good planning, yeah. So my oldest son, you get to see my youngest son quite a bit because he does the Sunday morning stream with me. My oldest son, you guys don't get to see quite as much. He is extremely active and involved in school and so many things. But one of the things he really wanted to do was start learning guitar. And this has actually been something I've really been wanting to do too. Now, I want to learn it. I've always wanted to. I think it would be great to be able to do. I also think it would be neat, and I think it would be neat to be able to lead my family in some songs and worship and things too. But hey, Verna's here. Oh, you know what, Verna? I have Nightbot, and if you type GBH as in Grafted Branch Homestead, it should post a link to your channel. Go ahead and try it, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna post a link. Anyways, I'll wait and you do that. If it doesn't do it, I'll post yours. But it's good to see you, Vern. I missed your chat this morning. Let's see if it does it. My wife's been sick, and my family's kind of been sick on and off. All right, so it did drop it. The format looks weird, so I do need to fix that. I don't know if it's clickable. I do really want yours on here, though, so I'm going to drop yours again anyways. Let's see. I am determined. It isn't actually a link. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So I have to work on this Nightbot thing. I am determined to get you guys' links dropped. There we go. Okay, cool. Now what was I saying? I don't know. I was talking. Oh, I was going to show you guys the guitar. I really want to learn too, so we're both going to be learning, and I do want to show some of that on stream. Actually, include a little bit of my learning there. If my older son wants to, we'll include him. I'm not sure if he wants to do that yet. Showing the telescope there. I won that telescope actually, and this is what I'm going to be bringing out tonight in the next few days. I don't know if everyone knows, but come November 8th here, I believe it is. There's is it a blood moon, I think? So I've gotten some really cool footage of the moon and the sun, and I may actually hop on tonight and do a test live stream with the telescope. So these are some pictures. That's the sun I took in the day. That was a couple years ago when it was just so dark and you could look at the sun from fires and things. And then the moon there. Anyways, it's kind of a side note, but I may hop on and try and stream through the telescope looking at the moon tonight, because I want to do that on the 8th, if I can. So let's see if I can show a little here. I haven't learned anything yet, but I'm just going to show the guitar, and then I'm going to do some videos or streams or something with me learning it. Oh, Verna's telling me Time and Timber. Yes, I posted their link earlier in the stream here. Thanks, Matt. That link works. Okay, yep, cool. And people are talking to each other a little bit. So this is just a cheap guitar that I got for us to learn. And if my son really takes interest, now he does play band, he plays the trumpet, and so he's musically inclined there already. But if he takes a lot of interest in this, I'll get him a better one, of course. But for me, sorry, I'm showing a lot of mess probably. Sorry, babe. For me, just the cheap one works for now. As I learn, let me adjust this a little bit. So I can't play it yet. I can tune it. I'm trying to learn some chords, but I've just started. So I'm not going to play anything. Don't expect that. Not yet. But I just wanted to show it. It's a cheaper one, but I think it looks nice. So I don't know what the first song I'm going to play is going to be. The first song I actually learned and can play on stream. So if anyone has any ideas, leave it in the comment or something you'd like to hear, or leave it in the stream, the chat there. If there's a certain song maybe you'd like me to learn and try and play first on camera, that would be neat. So I learned piano as a kid, actually. I played piano when I was young. My great aunt taught piano, and my grandmother played piano. I think it's not tuned. It looks like my kids do play it, mess with it, but so I got a lot of piano there, but I always wanted to learn guitar. Anyways, there's nothing I can really do on it now, so I'll put it away. I'm not gonna be on too much longer tonight. I really wanted to hop on and talk about the egg incubation, and we'll show that again in a minute, just to show how it's going and whatnot. And like I said, I'll hop over and we'll chat for a little bit more. I know with some people that have just showed up and what's going on. I'll do a little update on the incubator before I hop off, and then tonight I may hop on and do a live stream of the moon. We'll see. There we go. Buddy, look. You're a star. You sleepy? Am I bugging you? All right. Here we go. It says 995 and 38, 98.7 and 32. So I had just had it open, and we just added the eggs. So I'm not really going to take these temperatures to be correct for a couple hours. So those eggs do need to, they were colder, obviously, than 99.5. So they do need to soak up some of that heat and humidity and stuff. So that will fluctuate for a while. So in a couple hours, I'll check it and make adjustments as needed. We'll see how this little one works out. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. Silent night, Matt. It's okay. That's your suggestion. Yeah. Well, the holidays are coming up. That's a great one. That would be fun. All right then. I did miss yours this morning. I do apologize, Verna. My wife's really sick, and I had to get my oldest son to a band thing actually, and so I was trying to get on in my car, and I just wasn't able to make it work. So I do apologize for missing your stream there, Verna. I always love watching them. And I actually was gonna hop on. My plan was to hop on this morning and pick your brain about your incubation a little bit and stuff before tonight. Give her a healing hug. I will. Yeah. And so, oh look, I can do this. There we go. Look at that. Look at me. I will, Verna. She would appreciate that. She's actually watching, I'm sure, here. So that is a great suggestion. Silent night. All right. Anyone else has a suggestion? You can throw that in either the chat or the comments, and I'll make a decision in a week here or so. Verna goes on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, I think that's about 8 o'clock my time here. Yeah. I just saw something. I don't know what that was. So everyone go check out Verna. She does amazing things. Verna takes the situation she's in and maximizes it. And that's what I'm trying to do here as well on the urban homestead, and take what we have and just really use that to its fullest and do what we can with it. And so I know she's got coturnix quail and koi as well that she has going, and she has I always want to say dehydrator, yeah, a freeze dryer. And she's been talking about that some over there too, I know, and those things are neat. I really want to get one. They are an investment, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but they are cool. Yeah, so Verna's amazing. How is it that you incubate, or what do you use, Verna, for your incubation, incubator? So I know Jessica over with Time and Timber, she has her frigibator, or a big, real big one. I'm not sure if she said how many eggs that has or not, but she has a real big one she can do. I'm not sure what Verna uses. I think I've asked her before. But yeah, you recently culled your quail. So I know Verna, you'll get more in 3 weeks. You got your incubator going here, or you're going to? I had a 3-year study going and it finished. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I know Verna, yeah, she did. She just called, I think, like 40 birds or something. Use a little giant and a hoverbaiter forced air. Okay. I don't know. So the little giant's the egg turner, I think, because I think that's the one I use. I don't know. I'd have to look. And okay, so forced air. There's a couple ways you can incubate. I always use egg turners. This one, it turns them by moving around and rolling them. The other one I have rocks them back and forth. I like those. Yeah, okay. I know I've heard people say they've done still ones before and they hatch out well. I know in the wild the birds kick them under themselves and move them a little bit, and I think that's probably best. So that's what I'm going to do. You can also uh, Well, I've lost my train of thought. Maybe it'll come to me. I don't know. Oh, the forced air. Yeah. So I've heard of ones doing still air or forced air where it blows the air. I would think forced air works best. And the one I built, I did put fans in there and stuff. And I think moving that air around, to me, I think that seems like it would work best. So Verna was, CDB is saying Verna's amazing. I did want to mention again, thank you, CDB, as always, for moderating and doing what you do. Appreciate you very much there. So it looks like I have been on for 50 minutes. I'm going to make it for that hour today. And so we'll be on for another 10 minutes here. And then I'm going to hop off and do a couple chores. And then I'm actually going to get that telescope out. I do think I am. And I'm going to see if I can figure out how to stream a little bit outside. And so if you guys see me hop on there, join me. That would be a ton of fun. If not, I do want to do that for the 8th and try and get the blood moon. So, oh. Hit like and subscribe, Spice of Life family. Why is it trying to hide that? Thank you for reminding everyone. Yeah, hit like and subscribe. That helps out a lot. Why'd that comment not show up in my... Oh, there it is. There's a little bit of delays on things. Let's see. There we go. What is burning here? Yep. So CDB says the telescope idea is awesome. I think so. It's a lot of fun. And then we got Verna here saying you have 4K, aka KV, aka guinea pigs. Oh, I thought it was koi. I was calling them koi. It's K. Okay. For meat, since you don't have room for rabbits. Yep. That's really neat. I've heard of people doing that before. I have, yeah. That's pretty neat, Verna. I still want to get rabbits. We want to do tilapia. My wife really wants a pig, a little baby pig, and a goat and ducks. And we want a lot of animals for all kinds of different reasons. For food and for other things as well. Compost. And I really want to get some rabbits for their compost is what I want, because it's not a hot compost. You can apply it directly to the garden. And so I want to be doing that as well as for raw dog food. Let's see what's Verna saying here. Oh, I got two mices. Grabbing the wrong one. So I have my computer set up here under the camera. So my goal was, so I'm not looking, this is my monitor. My brother gave me this one, by the way, and this camera as well. But I get a lot of my things, technical things from my brother, which is awesome. So I'm looking at this huge monitor over here by a computer I actually got from him as well a while ago, but it works good. And so I'm looking at it over here, but I don't have a webcam that my goal was to get that other cam as a webcam and put it up here, so that way I was looking at y'all while I'm talking. So I couldn't get that done, so I put my little laptop over here, so that way I can see the comments and be looking in your direction. That's the goal. Okay. Anyways. Oh, okay. So the guinea pigs or the cavi also are good for fertilizer. Oh, neat. They take twice as long as rabbits and have smaller litters. Oh, okay. So they do take a little bit longer. Well, thank you everyone who showed up. We got a few minutes, but I appreciate everyone in here as always. The fellowship's awesome. And then I know I'm kind of weird with the times, and I will be changing that at some point. I'm just not sure when. Twice as long, yeah. And Berna, we had a guinea pig once, but as a pet, but it did nip a lot. Yeah. Do they bite you? So actually a fear I have with the rabbits, to be honest. with any guinea pig or a hamster or rabbit or anything like that, I have this kind of phobia or fear, I guess. I don't know if I've ever told anyone, but of their teeth and of them biting me and through my finger, and that's probably irrational. But that's always been kind of a fear of mine for sure. So when I get rabbits, that's actually something I've thought about a lot. And I don't want to always be holding them with gloves, or I don't know. I guess they must not bite a lot, or people wouldn't do it. The chickens bite me sometimes, and I'm sure a goat or something will. Maybe that's something I just have to get used to. Oh, let's see. Yeah. And then Verna, you're replying to Spice of Life. It was afraid you were a predator. They usually don't draw blood. Rabbits are worse, don't they? Okay. They will claw the heck out of you with their hind legs. Oh boy. All right. Well, I said they were irrational fears. Maybe they're rational. Oh, and then CDB, yeah. She says, better than parrot bites. Ooh, I've seen some of the aftermath of those, and yeah, they look bad. That's actually something that scares me too. Not so remote Alaska, hello. Welcome in. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. That is awesome. Welcome. And let's see. Had many rabbits. Never been bit. Okay, treat them good, treat them gently, huh? That's remote Alaska. So I have Nightbot here, but it's not working. It's not working so well. So I'm going to post your link. So we had a person in my Sunday morning chat, making the omelet with Casey, Chef Casey there. Oh, I wasn't subscribed, so I am subscribed now. There we go. That's part of this too, is growing community and sharing. So that's a big goal of mine. So here's Not So Remote Alaska's link. There we go. Yeah, so I had we had someone in from Japan actually, and that was neat. And so they got to join us, and I just think it's cool how YouTube's awesome how you get to meet people from all over. Now someone here from Alaska, that's awesome. Oh, message was deleted by Nightbot. So Nightbot thought that, what is this? Thought you were spamming. Why would they? So I want to show you the message here. I've got to fix this Nightbot. Oh no, Not So Remote Alaska was timed out by Nightbot for 5 seconds. Well, it's 5 seconds isn't so bad, but stop it, Nightbot. Why? So Not So Remote Alaska said thank you. And Nightbot decided that was not okay. No, Perna says, because it thought it was talking in caps. All right, well, maybe I can fix that. I'll have to look into that. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining me. Hey, I subscribed to you too, and hopefully some other people. But Matt, I have a dehydrator, but my favorite is your freeze dryer. Yes. So I have this little dehydrator up on top of my fridge you probably saw. We also have a bigger one, actually, real nice one in my kitchen. It's a dehydrator and air fryer. I forget the brand, but I actually got it from my mom, and that thing we use for everything. It gets so much use. But so we dehydrate a lot. No, okay. Didn't like your all caps. Well, thank you. I appreciated your all caps. But we dehydrate a lot. I can. We've done water bath canning and then canning. I mylar and do all these other things. One of these days, I'm going to get a freeze dryer. One of these days. I'm going to wait for them to build too many and people not to buy quite as many in a dip maybe, and then I can scoot in there. That's the idea. I know they have layaway, and the plan was to put one on, but there's some other things with holidays and stuff coming up. So look, I always say I'm only going to be on for a few minutes, and then I go over. I enjoy this so much. Yeah. So if I have a T, S, C, I'm guessing Tractor Supply Company maybe near you. TSC. So if it's Tractor Supply, they don't sell them here. Yep. Okay. So they don't sell them here. Here where I'm at, we have 2 Tractor Supplies nearby, and they're really small. So where I live in the urban environment here, at least, or there are farms and ranches around and in pockets through the city, but ours are really small. I can't even buy canning jars at our Tractor Supply. So they don't sell them there. I think the Sportsman's Warehouse sells them, I've seen, but they're more expensive there for sure. We have a really pathetic Tractor Supply. So where I live, I don't live around very many like-minded people at all. Most everyone I've found out here goes to the grocery store every day and does that type thing. So not what I want to do. I like to have a supply of everything on hand, as well as a continual one with the birds and gardens and things. We have a pathetic Tractor Supply. Maybe, yeah, order one online. So I know where to get them. I know how I can get one. My problem is they're a couple $1,000s. So yeah, I need to do some things. Right now, I drive a Kia Soul, which is a fantastic car. I've been blessed with that for the last 5-6 years here. Has done me wonders, and especially with gas right now, it is an amazing vehicle. I use that thing like a truck workhorse, however, and haul everything from hundreds of pounds of concrete to 8-10 foot boards and everything. Yeah. And so I need to get a truck first. We want to get land. That's a big goal. I have some security things here I do want to complete. I have a lot of big projects and some timelines, very specific timelines for some things I won't go into right now, but anyways, in mind. And as well as a hidden project that's kind of a really, really big one. That's not one I don't think I'm going to include the internet on. I do apologize. Some of you may be able to guess it. Here, I'll throw out the only clue I'll probably give, but some of you may be able to guess it in the future just based on a change in location of where my live streams are. So you can do it at Sportsman's, $26.98. Yeah, so I know I'm looking at about $3,000. We are extremely blessed here, but we're not quite that blessed right now. That's a lot of money. We may do one in the future, but I'm trying to build a solar system, and I just have so many things going on. I need to write out a priority list and whatnot. That's a lot of money. I know it's not for some people, but for me, that's a lot of money. Yep. So they do a payment plan. I've considered that, but I really want to get on some land. I really want to do some security things around here. And I really want to get a little truck. So those things are probably going to happen before the freeze dryer. I don't know. You live on a small budget too. Yeah, most of us do. Most of us do. It's an investment. I think it's definitely worth it. I really, really want one. I really think I lean towards saying necessity almost. They can preserve your food for a really long time. Me and my wife sit and watch videos drooling over them. A lot of people have videos on them out right now. And we really, really want one. So I'm not slamming them or anything. It's an investment. I think it's worth it. And so it is actually one we talk about. Yep. And so even though we're on a small budget, it's one I definitely think we can do. I thought about it for a year and then went for it. Now I think we're in that thinking about and then probably going for it phase 2. You have to figure out which is most important. Yeah, I think land should be first. I think you're wise. I think you're right there, Verna. I juggle those things around. Now, of course, the freeze dryer is cheaper than land, so it seems like, well, I get caught in this sometimes go for what you can get first or right away because it's a little cheaper. but I do need to prioritize a little bit. So I think getting some land is probably going to be our first priority, and a little truck. Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. I can't think of a better way. So we actually with our, I mean, people can say what they will about the stimulus and whatnot, and it probably did do what it did in part to help get us where we're at, but the government spends money ridiculously anyways, and if they're going to be giving it, why not take advantage of it? So when we got that stimulus as well, that actually came in excellent timing. My wife's car was dying, and so that helped us get her into a vehicle. That was a huge blessing for us, really. So it sounds like it was for you as well. Yep. And not so remote saying land first, yeah. So we really, I think everyone's right. I do. I need to get on a piece of land. Uh-huh. So you're right. I am looking, and I know I have a couple followers or family, I guess. I know people like to come up with different terms for the subscribers. Like family, I like that. Oh, so there's some family, YouTube family, that lives in southern New Mexico here. I know. Now with my wife's job, we need to be within. We can be really within anywhere, almost within the state. So that's cool. And then I manage at retail places and stuff. I'm not very schooled or skilled, so I just kind of can do whatever. Anyways, I'm looking at trying to go more towards being my own boss, anyways, with different things eventually. Verna, that's right. You have a Quail cookbook, which is an electronic download, and you can get it off My Shire Farms. All right, I kind of want to post that link. Let me see if I can figure that out real quick. So it's probably off My Shire Farms website, I'm guessing. My Shire Farms is awesome. If you guys haven't heard of them or Zach over there, so I've always liked My Shire Farms. I think they do a good job. They have great product and what they do. I actually was watching. He loves people and he wants to pass knowledge on. And so I was watching one of his streams, and I watched quite a few of them, and actually saw one where he went on one of the very rare ones. You never see Zach too often go off on rants on other things not quail related and whatnot. But he chose to. Something aggravated him, and he, I guess, retracted that and apologized, and that's not something he wants to do. I understand, but it was actually part of that really sold me on him and what he's about. So, okay, let's see. I am going to see if I can post Verna's cookbook link. So I want to put out a quail cookbook, not a quail cookbook. I'm trying to put out a quail book. I don't want to go into too much what it's about, but I've been writing that slowly, and so I want to put that out, and it's on some, not on cooking, but on some raising and things. So eventually I want to get that out. There we go. So that link I just posted, I think, is to Verna's cookbook. She says, let's see. Yep, there we go. Okay, and I post your link. Yep, that's what I did. There you go, Verna. That is cool. Oh, the next link from that one, she's telling me I did it wrong. All right, let's see. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, this is it. All right. I think that's it. Y'all got to teach me this stuff. I'm horrible with the computer. Anyway, so yeah, with her job, or if we do that, you know, of course, we have some family dynamics and things too that probably in state would be best. I'm open personally to move anywhere. I love looking at different parts of the country. I think I love New Mexico. We don't get hurricanes. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get floods, or we really don't get any natural disasters. Sometimes we get extreme temperatures. We get drought. Water's our biggest problem here, and crime, I guess. But it's a good place to live. It really is. Water's my biggest concern here. And so that's why I consider other areas. New Mexico's not really built for agriculture. It is in some areas. I take that back because my family worked the Bean Valley long ago. We do get sandstorms. Yeah, Berna's reminding me. Thanks, Berna. Yes, we get those. Those are a pain in the butt. Yeah. So we get lots of sandstorms, I guess occasional tornado. We do have a lot of fires because it gets very dry. Where I'm at, we're at about 5,500 feet almost, so it gets sometimes into the triple digits in the summer, and we definitely see those down near 0 temperatures in the winter at times. And then sandstorms, and what else? That's really about it. It doesn't snow too bad, occasional storm. We get some monsoons from time to time, but not a lot. New Mexico's pretty nice, actually. It is. Well, I've been on a little more than an hour. I've gotten to mess around here with StreamYard a little bit, and I know if you were here in the beginning of it, I got to post my little video. I'm going to play it again. If you've already seen it, it only takes 30 seconds. And I did it just to see if I can do it in a stream, because I want to do it more often, but that's just me collecting some of the eggs. I'm going to play it again, just because I can, before I get off here. Well, I'll say goodbye in a sec, but let's see. So we did that. I was able to do some links. I need to fix Nightbot. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
All right, so we'll get
there we go. Look at that.
Other quail eggs. We came out here earlier today, this afternoon, and collected the quail eggs. We're about an hour before the live stream now, so we'll get a couple more. Now these quail, each cage I do have a male in there, so hopefully the eggs are fertilized.
Oh, that was it. Okay, cool. That may have been. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Stay strong. Do the things. As always, join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. for sure with Garden Chat with my son Casey, where we'll be making a quail egg omelet. Make sure you drop in the comments if you watch this on replay or whatnot, what song you would like me to learn to play for you guys first. I know we got Verna's, and that is consideration. What else? Yeah, I may hop on later tonight. Chances are good to do a live stream of the moon, just kind of a test stream for November 8th. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, CDB, for moderating as always. Everyone have a blessed night, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Verna's saying, oh, holy night. Oh, okay, and you had said silent night too, so I got both of those. Okay, awesome. Yep, it's neat, Verna. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.